welcome to episode 86, part 3 of Africa's premier sports video podcast, the Three Quarters Podcast. As usual, remember to jump onto the hashtag Road to Japan to support the Kenya Simbas as they are still looking to qualify for the Rugby World Cup in 2019 in Japan. I'm Demima Duffield.
And I'm Nara Kamuya.
So football transfer news. Thierry Henry looks to turn down the chance to become coach of Bordeaux.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, actually, just go ahead. Finish it.
How rude. Anyway, no. So, and then there's, heard it through the grapevine.
Yeah.
Pogba's agent wants a Barcelona move.
I'll start with Pogba's agent. Forget about it. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Paul Pogba is pretty happy at Manchester United. Agents also push for these things because they're looking for the money to make. So I don't think it's going to happen. As for Thierry Henry moving to Bordeaux, I think it would have been a good move to set up a platform for Thierry Henry because everyone gets the feeling that Thierry Henry is looking to the France national job, head coach job. He's going to be staying in Belgium, I think, as the assistant coach, and it denies us a chance to see him, square it out with his former Arsenal teammate and France teammate Patrick Vieira, who was the head coach at Nice. So that's to do with those two. Liverpool have confirmed that goalkeeper Louis Carrias. For those guys who don't know, that is a guy who made a meal of the Champions League final versus Real Madrid. He's joined Besiktas on a 2-year deal. There's still a possibility that Eden Hazard might move to Real Madrid. I don't think it's going to materialize, but maybe these guys are just giving us gossip just to keep on talking about it. But
keep us interested.
Keep us interested. But I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah.
All right, so we move on to EPL, match day 3. So this is a review, obviously, because games have already happened. So for the first game, we had Arsenal versus West Ham. Arsenal came from behind to beat West Ham 3-1. Then we move on to Liverpool versus Brighton. Brighton won that game 1-0. Then we had Newcastle versus Chelsea. Newcastle losing to Chelsea 2-1. And we had the Wolves versus Man City, which ended in a draw 1-1. And later on today, of course, we'll have Man U versus Tottenham. How are those games for you?
Wolves versus, just in general, of course, Wolves versus Man City is one that shocked everyone. Everyone thought that, Man City have been running riot with the personnel that they have and the fact that they're defending champions. Everyone thought that they were going to, run circles around Wolves. Didn't happen, unfortunately for them. Arsenal getting their first win, beating West Ham 3-1. Liverpool, of course, now proving to, they're the top guys, beating Brighton 1-0. So everything looking like it was supposed to happen, and of course the game of this weekend, unfortunately, by the time we drop this episode, by the time we're shooting, it would have been done. Man United versus Tottenham, I think that's the tie of this weekend. But that's match day 3 for you.
Then we've got a preview of match day 4. So games we're looking at are Leicester City versus Liverpool, where 67% think that Liverpool will win that game. Then we've got Chelsea versus Bournemouth, 76% on Chelsea. We've got Cardiff City versus Arsenal, where we've got 59% on Arsenal, not very convincing. Then we've got Watford and Tottenham, where we've got 56% on Tottenham. And Burnley FC versus Man United, where we've got 56% on Man United. What do you think?
All of them are pretty accurate.
I agree.
I agree. All of them are pretty accurate. I don't expect to see any shockers. Arsenal can always shock you. These guys, you can trust them. So, but in general, I don't expect to see any shockers from what you just mentioned.
All right. And then now back home, we've got the KPL. Gor Mahia beating AFC Leopards 2-0 to lift their 17th title. So Boniface Omondi and Bernard Ondieki getting the gold against AFC Leopards. But what God have done, of course, is a record 17th Kenya Premier League title. Dylan Carr and his judges showing how formidable they are. They've obliterated each and every one of their opponents on the local front. But what I'd like to see for God, you've clearly shown that you're dominant on the local scene. Now take us to the continent level, because you winning this then gives you a chance to participate on the continental level.
but whenever God gets to the continental level, they always falter. So that's what I'd like to see from Gilanka and his charges going forward. All in all, congratulations to Gor Mahia, showing the dominant side over the last few years.
Yep. Yeah. I think we should start watching some football.
Yeah.
Because I keep hearing the same names over and over again. I think I'm tired of watching KCB. We win, Kenya Cup over and over again.
Yeah.
Let's go watch Gor Mahia. Let me see why, they are the best at what they do.
I was talking to some guys who were there over the weekend, and just telling the atmosphere was electric. A Gor Mahia FC game as well as electric.
Definitely.
So it's definitely something I would be asking. In fact, even the local football fan, those guys who are really passionate about football. You know everything about Man United.
Yeah, but you know nothing about the local league.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. So get yourselves to watch these local games. They are very entertaining. Yeah.
Then we had the Belgian Grand Prix. So just 1 to 5.
Yes.
We had Vettel with 25 points. Hamilton, with 18 points.
Yeah.
Verstappen, yes, with 15. We had Bottas with 12, and 5th we had Perez with 10.
It's now shaping up. The Belgian Grand Prix, the results, as you just mentioned, it's now shaping up. We're going to be seeing who's likely now to just hold a solid grip on the position. The battle was always going to be between Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel. They ended number 1 and 2, as we've seen. So in the driver standings, as we speak, we have Lewis Hamilton at first, Sebastian Vettel second, and Kimi Raikkonen at third. And in the constructor standings, we have Mercedes at number 1. We have Mercedes at number 1, Ferrari at number 2, and Red Bull at number 3.
So moving on to the bonus segment, Auditor General recently reported. I'm not even surprised. So out of the 3.5 billion provided for the preparation of last year's under 18 junior championship, 1.7 billion cannot be accounted for. Again, not surprised. I mean, it's sad though when you look at a very well set up tournament or championship like this, and you give props and you say, oh my gosh, they did so well and they did this so well and other sports should follow in their footsteps, and then this. So what does this mean, or rather what does this do to Kenyan sport on the brink of hosting the under 20 championships?
I don't think it's going to affect it, the under 20 championships, because primarily the reason why Kenya was handed the 2020 championships is because of the success of the 2017 and under 18 championships. It was because of the organization. The organization was A1. No one complained about it from an organization standpoint. The atmosphere. I mean, Kenya recorded the highest numbers ever at an under 18 championship. So I don't think, from an organization standpoint, I don't think IAAF are going to be saying, you know what, we don't want Kenya hosting this thing because of what's happening. But the question I raise, and this is where I want to separate the two, because like it's usually in Kenya, we have people reading very superficial, and then you go to Twitter and whatever you go to make noise. 1.7 billion cannot be accounted for, granted, but the local organizing committee has said, number 1, we weren't making any payments. Our work was just to
run the tournament,
and recommend suppliers, which we did. Because one of the issues that's coming up is direct sourcing. I'm sure they did follow the right procedure in terms of direct sourcing. But what's shocking me is that out of the planning, and the CEO of the local organizing committee, Mongi Mode, is on record saying the committee saved 450 million shillings, which was returned to the ministry.
Okay.
So then,
interesting point.
So then, the question I would like to ask people: is it the organizing committee? Is it the ministry? My guess is as good as yours. Because the Hassan Wario ministry has been dogged with scandals after scandals after scandals involving money. We are just recovering from Rio, from what happened in the Rio Olympics, and then this happens. Sports, unfortunately, because not too many people look at it seriously in the country, there's a lot of money that's lost through sports. Like I keep asking, these federations, these organizations, they're given the money from the sports ministry. I'm now convinced there's normally some collusion happening between the sports ministry and these federations. So in this particular issue, while people want to sit down and start blaming the local organizing committee, they might have had a hand, I do not know. But on the face of it, I want people to start asking questions. 450 million was saved, it was taken back to the ministry, or the ministry was given this money. So where did this money go?
Where did it go?
1, 2. The LOC's work was just to recommend suppliers. The payments are coming from the ministry. So where's this money?
To be honest, I think about it, and I think of how it can be stopped, and I don't know what you think, because it's just gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, so what do you do? Like, even if you bring someone in from, abroad to run the money side of things, you're not sure who you're bringing on, like, as in, are they going to be straight? Are they not going to be straight? So what do you think can be done? Because you sit and we can complain as much as we like, but are we coming up with a solution?
The solution is always with us. That's what I say in everything to do with all these corruption issues. The solutions are normally with us. Unfortunately, for this position, it's always about lobbying. And like you're saying, it's not going to happen today. It's not going to happen in 5 years, maybe 10 years. Then people will start realizing that sports is actually a business, and we can make money out of sports. But the people who are in these positions, the people who are the CSs, the PSs, are they there because they want to see sports succeed, or they're there for selfish gain? When President Uhuru Kenyatta is making appointments to these positions, are you making appointments based on the fact that it's a political appointment, or you actually want some work to be done in that field? I think about the kind of appointments that are made in other fields, in agriculture, in industrialization. I even think like you can ask him, please bring Adan Mohammed, because all you need is a manager.
Actually, that is all you need. And in this case, a money manager.
Exactly, a money manager. Just bring Adan Mohammed to sports, We can't be having these things year in, year out, year in, year out. And you can tell now. You can tell. Maybe safe for NYS, but you can tell. You can tell that the sports ministry is what's being used to plan this money. Guys are getting there, guys are being given services to offer. That's why we can't host serious tournaments. We are lucky that we had a pretty solid local organizing committee in IWF, and we were able to deliver this. But that's why Chan was butchered, we were unable to do anything. That's why all these other tournaments have been butchered. So, as we finish, and you ask me how do we rescue the situation, it's us. It's the solution is with us. We have to want to do things. We have to want to run sports as a business. We have to want to account for all these things, and most importantly, we have to learn to take people to task. The people who've been given that job, whether it's the media, whoever it is, take these people to task. Don't be paid off and just keep quiet. Federations, whoever it is, IAAF, AK. Take these guys to task. Ask them, I think that's the only way we cure this problem.
I definitely agree with Naro here. I'd like to know if you guys agree. At the end of the day, we need to look at the bigger picture. Yes, I want to advance myself. You want to advance yourself. But at the end, what is suffering at the end of the day? I'd like you guys to tell us on social media. That is by following us on Instagram, liking our page on Facebook, and subscribing to our YouTube channel. I'm Jemima Duffield.
And I'm Nara Kamwe.
See you next week for episode 87.
Yes.